truth behind Anarchists Against the Wall. Over a long period of time, Adkan investigators infiltrated Anarchists Against the Wall. In this rare documentary, we exposed for the first time how Israeli radical activists initiate and organize the violent protests against the IDF and Israeli police forces. Protests that regularly lead to casualties among Israeli soldiers and police officers. So how does it work? Every Friday, Anarchists Against the Wall activists leave from meeting points in Tel Aviv and route to Palestinian villages across Judea and Samaria. Our investigator called the organization and identified himself as someone who wants to participate in the group's activities. For a moment, it sounds like a conversation between a tourist and tour guide.
מה ההבדלים?
הכדור הוא קצת קשה, אבל הוא פלסטיני מאוד.
טוב, נראה לי שאנחנו נלך על בילין בתור פעם ראשונה.
In the villages, the activists meet local residents and European activists. Factually, prior to the group's arrival, there is no activity in the village. Only when Anarchists Against the Wall are present is the signal for the gathering given.
Don't run away. Try to be around each other.
After a briefing, they march in an organized fashion towards the fence, accompanied by Red Crescent ambulances and private Palestinian vehicles. Sometimes Hamas terrorists join in order to confront the IDF forces. That's it. Everything is ready. The riot begins. Tires burn, stones fly at soldiers and policemen, IDF vehicles are vandalized, and the fence is damaged. All part of Anarchists Against the Wall's violent routine. At the end of the riots in Beilin, the activists adjourned to a home owned by the person in charge of organizing the residents' arrival to the protest. Our investigator asks a senior activist for Anarchists Against the Wall stand on throwing stones at soldiers. He gets a clear answer. We received a similar answer from Tali Shapira, a fellow activist in Anarchists Against the Wall. The anarchist stones and violence have a clear objective: to hurt and kill soldiers and policemen. During these riots, more than 150 soldiers and policemen have been injured, some of them critically so. It's clear that without the involvement of the Israeli activists, these protests would never have happened. So who are Anarchists Against the Wall? It turns out that their organization is not even registered. It is an informal group of radical Israeli activists. And in spite of the fact that they are not a legal entity, they have no problem receiving funds and donations, directly or indirectly, all of course illegally.
כל מיני ארצות יוצאים לכל מיני ביטור, לאסוף תרומות ולהרצות. אנחנו עד נשלם! אנחנו עד נשלם!